I'm about to put two different posts together. All right, so this picture was posted on an Instagram page called 8 at the Table. And they used this quote that says, only 45% of Gen Z women say they want to get married, a drop from 73% of women in Gen X. So that is post number 1. I'm going to talk about some of the comments. Before I get into the comment section of that post, here is a post from a married woman and subsequent comments. So this person, Melancholic Capybara, says, my husband sometimes complains that I ask him to do things all the time. Here's the thing. I have told him that I hate that I have to ask him for stuff, but if I don't ask, he will do nothing. Example, he does bedtime for our oldest daughter. I have to ask him every night to come and do that. I also have to ask him multiple times. If I waited for him, he would maybe show up an hour or two afterwards and be like, did she go to sleep? No care in the world. Did I mention that by bedtime, I mean he hangs out with the baby while I get her to agree to bed, change into pajamas, and brush her teeth. She is 3, so it often is a battle. His job is just the sleeping part, which admittedly can take a while. I know because I did it exclusively for the first 2.5 years of her life. So this is the problem. She's given one example, and this is the push and pull, and mainly pull, that many women are talking about in their marriage, where these people are not actively participating. So women are really talking about their frustrations that they're having in marriage. So my homie, Miss Mesa King, she posted this meme. So a man and woman get together, she gets pregnant. Then the woman is really, really pregnant. The man starts getting smaller. The baby's getting bigger. He's getting extra small. Then once the baby comes, she has 2 babies. So that is the meme. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Now I'm going to do some comments underneath this post. Margaret said, I asked my now ex-husband if he would at least grunt when I said something so I know he heard me and I wouldn't have to repeat myself. He says, I thought women liked to nag. Ladies, he was doing me a favor. So women trying to communicate is typically seen or interpreted as nagging. And this right here is precisely why they are so blindsided. And the divorce just came out of nowhere, because when women try to communicate what they need or whatnot, it's like nagging, like wah, 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 wah. Right, Sarah M. says, I had this same talk with my husband. What finally hit him was when I explained that the bedtime isn't my schedule, it's what the kids' bodies are begging for. I wasn't telling him what to do. I don't give an F when they go to bed, but they are melting down because their bodies need to go to bed. And if he didn't want to be nagged about it, why did he wait to do it until I bugged him? If he didn't want to be involved, why make me be part of the process? Weaponized incompetence and emotional immaturity. And then she does the clown emoji. Y'all, do y'all see how stressful many of these married women are making this out to be? So this is when women are saying all of these things in the social media sphere, in the public sphere. Y'all don't think that the younger women are seeing these things happening? And here's Melancholic Capybara again saying, yep, just today, the bedtime was late because I didn't clock it. He doesn't care, so he has gone to do a home task. I say, hey, we are late, come. And the man is annoyed with me because he is doing a chore, and in his mind, chore is greater than childcare. Every time. Also, I am not allowed to be mad because he was doing a chore. And then Marcy says, this is weaponized responsibility. He chooses to do an individual responsibility to get out of doing a mutual responsibility. You see, women are putting language to what is going on. I wanted to get to this part from Wa Manu. She says, that is why I never asked my man to do anything when it came to helping with the kids when they were little. It was just easier to do it myself. She says, plus he was hardly home anyway. And I learned that if I expected him to be there and help and then he wasn't, I would have been resentful and upset. This part. But if I just didn't expect anything from him, then I would be okay. So if she expected help and then got let down, she was going to be resentful and upset. So she just stopped expecting anything from him. This person that helped create these kids, she couldn't expect anything at all. And to that I said, damn. And Sarah says, that last sentence hit me in the guts. It's devastating that we give up hope just to survive. You know it's bad when women are throwing their hands up and saying, you know what, whatever. These people are not going to help. I ask them to do something. I ask and ask and ask. It's my responsibility to ask. They can't just take on any responsibility. And if I just give them the responsibility, they're going to fail at it anyways. At this particular juncture, you do not have a partner, you have a child. And the thing is, so many other people, men, get on social media and talk about be submissive, let us be the leader, blah, blah, blah. But if you can't trust that your person is going to pull their load, you do not have a leader. You have someone that you just have to drag along in a relationship. And that is not a relationship. It's not a partnership. It's a headache. Okay, now I'm coming back to this. Only 45% of Gen Z women say they want to get married, a drop from 73% of women in Gen X. The caption under this says, according to Pew Research and Psychology Today, younger women increasingly view marriage as optional, not essential for a meaningful life. This shift isn't just about love, it's about freedom, finances, and fulfillment. More women today are prioritizing career goals, emotional health, because you hear how stressed those other women are, and personal autonomy over traditional timelines. So the question is marriage still the goal or just one of many options? Now, keep in mind that this is a co-ed Instagram page. So this is not just like the feminist page that I'm typically scrolling through. Chula says, I think it's not that we don't desire it. Women are just way more cautious about who we end up with. We see the women before us and their misery, and we want better for ourselves, or we would rather be alone till we find someone that meets our standards. And underneath her thing, men are like, but y'all initiate so many divorces and you barely meet your own standards. So men are like pushing back on her saying that. Dreona says, oh Lord, I see no problem with this. Less divorce and more sex without commitment. Fellas, it's a win. So they think that these women, these Gen Z women, are just going to be out there just throwing it and popping it up and dropping it low and picking it up slow. That's what these men think. But I really think that women are opting out altogether. And that's why many of these men are failing and flailing and lonely. Social media is a weird place. Says, I've turned down 3 proposals. I don't desire marriage nor having children, ever. Life partner with no strings attached is the way to go. And this man says, allow men to opt out of fatherhood just as women can opt out of motherhood, and this is great. You don't have to be a father. Like, who's stopping you from opting out? Go get the snip, snip, or wear a condom or whatever, or just don't have sex. Like, men do not have to be a father. Dr. Neurodog says they all want to get married. All of them. He knows. They all want to get married, but they're starting to realize they aren't marriage material. So it's becoming less likely to cope. They claim they don't want marriage in the first place. So these people still haven't come into reality world where women are actually choosing this. They won't admit it. They don't listen to women. They say, even when women say what they mean and mean what they say, they tell women that they're lying. So that's why Oblivion, the producer, says 100. Zinky says exactly. Asking women a question and expecting an honest answer is pointless. So, like, they just all think that women are lying. He says their response will almost always be an emotional response. So women just can't be truthful. We can't be trusted at all. Women are just lying. Chad says, I know so many women who send me screenshots and talk about married men in their DMs. They're not letting their wives stop them from finding their soulmates. So I can see them seeing how other people married is going and be like, hard pass. Ha. This person, Josiah, says, that sounds about right based on the male loneliness epidemic. So this person, a man, can see it. Miss Shan says, comments full of angry men, and then they wonder why younger women don't want to be bothered with them. And then Livy Pope says, Gen X are notorious pick-me's, and Gen Z want to be golden girls from their 20s. She said, men said they didn't want to get married. Well, now you have no one to marry. Ha, ha, ha. So let me know what you think about these two squished together. What do you think? Do you want to get married? Do you not want to get married? Go ahead and chime in, like, comment, share.